Hi, I'm Ray of Ray of Light Yoga. So glad you could come to class today. We're going to begin in Sukhasana pose, just the easy seat here, sitting on the sits bones, sitting tall, active in the abdomen, beginning our body scan and Samavriti practice, pranayama breath control. And tonight we will be doing the Vishama Vriti, uneven breath. So let's begin our body scan, coming into our comfortable seat, our easy seat, finding our sukha, our sweetness, and our sthira structure in easy pose tonight. Let's begin inhaling. And your breath is the most important part of a yoga class. When we inhale from the low belly, then filling up the ribs, then the upper chest. So let's begin by taking 3 breaths to settle into our body scan. Inhaling, filling all the way up to the top. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Once more, inhaling. And exhaling. Feeling that tingle of awareness at the top of our head. Slide down our cheeks to our jaw. Just noticing that tingle, taking inventory, just checking in with our body briefly, releasing any restrictions in the head or the neck, continuing down to the shoulders and the arms, sending that tingle down the arms, checking in, releasing any tension in the shoulders or the arms, continuing down to the abdomen and the thoracic spine, the pelvis, breathing in and breathing out. Just checking in, noticing how your body feels today, releasing any restriction in the lumbar, the pelvis, continuing down to the legs, the knees, the quads. Just noticing here, breathing in, breathing out. Releasing any restriction, not pushing or forcing anything in the legs or the knees today. Continuing down the calves to the shins, the backs of the shins and the front of the shins. Releasing any restriction here in the calves or the shins. Continuing down to the feet, sending that tingle to the toes. Just noticing, checking in, sending release to the feet. Let's take another 3 deep breaths to settle into our Vishama Vriti practice, which is a breath control practice. We'll be inhaling for 4, and then extending our exhale to 6, and then eventually to 8. But before we begin our Vishama Vriti, let's take another 3 deep breaths to settle into our bodies. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Last one, inhaling. Exhaling everything out, all the way out of the low belly. Beginning our Vishama Vriti, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your natural, unconditioned breath come back. Breathing in, filling up the lungs. Maybe feeling a little bit of difference there in your lungs. Next, we're coming into our butterfly. Butterfly is the bottoms of the feet together, making contact with both sits bones, sitting up tall in our butterfly or Baddha Konasana pose. And as we inhale, we're going to shine our heart forward, tipping the chin back for sitting cow. And exhaling back into cat. Tucking the chin, rolling onto the tailbone. Inhaling up for cow, Uttanasana. Shine that heart. Exhaling back, rolling onto the tailbone, tucking the chin. Exhaling. 2 more, inhaling up for cow. Opening that heart up, ready to receive. Exhaling, rolling back. Last one, inhaling up for cow. Exhaling, rolling into cat. Coming back into our Sukhasana pose. Just beginning to do a few easy circles here. Breathing in, exhaling as we roll forward. Beginning to link your breath with your movement here. One more circle. Inhaling back to center, we're bringing our left hand to the right knee, planting the right hand behind us for an easy twist. 3 breaths here, twisting at the navel. Last breath here. Inhaling back to center, bringing our right hand to the left knee, planting the left knee behind us. 3 breaths here. Inhaling back to center and switching our legs. And just a few easy circles in the opposite direction. Inhaling at the back, exhaling as we roll forward. Coming back into center. Bringing the right hand to the left knee. Again, just an easy twist. Sitting up tall. Couple of breaths. Inhaling back to center. Left hand to right knee. Again, twisting, just an easy twist. Last breath. Inhaling back to center. Coming into our staff pose, our Dandasana. Bringing the hands behind the hips, and we're going to lift up and just make sure that both sits bones are covered with some cushion. The toes are active and they're pointed to the sky. And then if you'd like to modify our sitting forward fold, I'm going to demo that tonight. Just bringing a block to the bottoms of my feet and a strap. Sitting forward fold, we sit up tall, inhaling, looking at the horizon, and then we bend from the waist, keeping the chin active to the top of the room. So let's inhale up for a straight spine. Then rolling forward into our sitting forward fold, leading with our belly button. Exhaling, 3 breaths here. And if your Paschimottanasana is up here, that is beautiful. Please honor that. No forcing or pushing anything. 2 more breaths in our Paschimottanasana. On your next inhale, set the block and strap to the side. Walking the palms back up. We're bringing our left hand to our right knee, planting the right foot on the outside of the left knee here for our half Lord of the Fishes twist. And we're planting that right big toe mound, putting pressure into that foot to keep our alignment. We're planting the right hand behind us and externally rotating our left shoulder, circle sweeping up into our half Lord of the Fishes twist. And looking over that right shoulder. 2 more breaths. You can also hug the knee if that is a little bit easier to do. 1 more breath here. Inhaling back to center. Clasping the hands underneath the right knee and then just rolling the glute out. Here, just clasping that knee and making little circles with the knee and rolling over the glute. Reversing your circle. Feels delicious. And bringing that right knee down to the mat. We're coming into deer pose, folding the left leg back. The top of the right foot comes onto the left knee here, or on top of the left thigh, sitting tall in deer. Two more breaths, sitting tall in deer. On your next inhale, bring your left hand to the right knee. Turning back, just another easy twist in deer. Couple more breaths here. And our deer twist. Last breath. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, grabbing the left knee with the right hand. Just another easy twist. 2 more breaths. Inhaling back to center. We're going to come into our pigeon, rolling onto the knee of the right leg. The shin bone is planted on the mat. Toenails are pressed into the mat. You might want to block for your pigeon pose. Inhaling up for a straight spine. And that left leg is straight out behind us. Exhaling forward. Rolling over into our pigeon pose for 5 breaths here. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, plant the palms, back up, place the block to the side, rolling onto the right hip, swinging our legs back around into our staff Dandasana pose. Again, hands are by the hips, lifting up the sits bones, making sure that that cushion is there. And again, for our sitting forward fold, our Paschimottanasana, our toes are active to the sky. Both sits bones are planted. We're leading with the waist as we bend forward. So set up your strap with your block if you'd like. Inhale up for a straight spine. Bending forward from the waist. Exhaling. 3 breaths here in your Paschimottanasana. On your next inhale, walk the palms back up. Set your block and strap to the side if you'd like. Bringing the right hand to the left knee for our half Lord of the Fishes twist on the left side. So we're crossing the left leg over the right. Another modification for this pose is to not cross the foot over the knee and just keep it to lined up with the right leg. But if you'd like to cross it over, press into that big toe mound. We're planting our left hand behind us, sitting up tall. Inhaling, circle sweeping the right arm up for 3 breaths here in our half Lord of the Fishes twist. Last breath. Your next inhale, come back to center. Release that knee, clasp the hands, and roll the glute. In the opposite direction. And when you've had enough of those, bring the side of the left leg to the mat for our deer pose. Sitting up tall, both sits bones are making contact here in our deer pose. The left foot is on top of the right thigh. We're sitting up tall for a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, bring the right hand to the left knee, twisting over the left side here. Just an easy twist. This happens a little lower in the spine in deer pose. One more breath. On your next inhale, come back to center, and then exhale that left hand to the right knee. Again, looking over the right shoulder, planting that right hand behind us. One more breath. Inhaling back to center. And again, setting our block up for our Ekapada Raja Kapatanasana, our pigeon pose. Bringing that left shin to the mat, the top of the left foot and the toenails are pressed into the mat. The left quad shoots out of the left hip at an angle to the long edge of your mat. We're coming up onto our fingers for a straight spine, inhaling, and then exhaling forward to our pigeon pose. Diamonding the arms. I have a block for a pillow. Just make sure those elbows give the shoulders lots of room. 5 breaths here. Last breath. On your next inhale, push up into the palms, onto our knees. Extend that left leg out for an Achilles stretch and a shake. And then let's do the same thing on the right side, an Achilles stretch and a shake. And then coming into our tabletop pose. Just briefly, we're going to triangle the knees, big toes touching, sitting back onto our heels for our Balasana, child's pose. And again, diamonding the arms so that those lats can relax on our shoulders here. 3 more breaths. Last breath. On your next inhale, come up onto the palms. We're coming back into our tabletop pose for our cat-cow. Pressing the palms onto the mat, spreading the fingers wide. Knees are hip-width distance apart. They're stacked. The hips are stacked. The knees are directly below. Shoulders, wrists are lined up. And we're pulling the low belly in for our neutral spine, eyes on the horizon, and then dropping the belly, inhaling for cow. Shining that heart. Exhaling into cat. Tucking the chin and the tail. Inhaling into cat, cow. Exhaling into cat. 2 more. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling for cat. Once more. Exhaling into cat. And back to the center of our mat. Bringing the knees in for an Apanasana squeeze. 3 breaths here. 1 more breath here. And let's release our knees. Bring our legs wide. For a sitting wide leg forward fold, I like to use a block for a pillow. And let's inhale, sitting up tall. Both sits bones are making contact. And then walk the palms forward. Coming on to the elbows if you'd like, but really staying in contact with those sits bones. Just a couple of breaths here. Last breath. Walking the palms back up. We are rotating towards the right and walking the palms back down to the right leg, the head to knee here, in our sitting wide-legged forward fold for 3 breaths. And last breath here. Next inhale, walk the palms back up. 1 breath in center. And on your exhale, turning to the left. Again, inhaling. Exhaling over the left leg. And if your head doesn't come to your knee, that's okay. And you can also use a strap here if you'd like to bring yourself a little closer to your knee. But we're not pushing or forcing anything. We're listening to our body. 1 more breath here. Walking the palms back up. And then exhaling, rolling forward. And sit here for just 5 breaths. Feet are active to the sky. Last breath. Your next inhale, walk the palms back up. Bringing the legs together here, rolling onto our backs. Bringing the knees in for an Apanasana squeeze, knees to chest here. Couple of breaths. Feeling that pinch in the top of your thigh and that psoas. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, release the left leg long, clasp the right. Hands underneath the right knee, bringing it out to the side. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, bring that right knee, the left hand to the right knee, extending the right arm out. We're rolling on to our side into a supine twist, looking over the right shoulder if you'd like, or the chin can stay to center. Knees are to the left. 3 breaths here in our supine twist. Last breath. On your next inhale, let's roll back into center. Again, squeezing the legs in. Feeling that pinch. 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Your inhale, release that right leg long. right toes active to the sky, clasping the hands under the left knee, bringing it out to the side of the ribs. 3 breaths. Your next inhale, bring that right hand to the left knee, reaching the left arm out, rolling on to the right side. The shoulders are still on the mat. Knees are to the right. The chin is to the left if you like, for 3 breaths here. Last breath. On your next inhale, roll back to center, bringing the bottoms of the feet to the mat. Knees are pointed to the sky, cactusing the arms. And we're just doing a single breath, windshield wipers, just a few. Fully make sure that both sides are equal. Whatever side you began on, please make sure you end on the opposite side. A couple more windshield wipers here. Inhaling back to center, letting them drop. Inhaling back to center, opposite side. Inhaling back to center. And then we're going to extend out into our Shavasana. Reward for our practice tonight. And as we come into our Shavasana, it's great to put a block or a bolster under the knees, something that makes your Shavasana just a little bit more comfortable for you. You can find your ease coming down into your Shavasana, slowly releasing into your Shavasana. The legs should be about 1.5 feet apart, and the arms should be about 10 inches from the body. Just settling into our Shavasana. So much healing happens in Shavasana. Thank you so much for coming today, yogis. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.